What's going on, party people? What's going on out there? How y'all doing? Hey. You watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts, on this Sunday night. I can't get my what's called to act right, y'all. But we're going to try to make it through it. Y'all just give me 40 more minutes of your time. We'll let y'all go. I got Uncle Steve with me tonight on this Sunday night. You know, JR doing his little Christmas vacation, and we praying for him and his family. But we got Uncle Steve in on the show tonight. We're going to give y'all a good show. Look at here. Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns lost today against the Buffalo Bills, 23-20. But just like I told y'all, all week long, Shedeur Sanders going to outperform Josh Allen, and he did that. We getting ready to talk about it right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. And if time is permitting, we're going to jump into that little Colorado Coach Prime and see what he got going on over there. Want to say hello to the #1 chat room on YouTube. What's going on, family? Glad to have y'all here. Do me a favor. Just got to hit that like button. Hit the like button if you don't mind. Miss Benson Jackson, what's going on? Jackie Henderson, I love CC. What's up, chick? Michael Lockhart, what's up, bro? I see you. Queen Brantley, PC40, what it do? Mr. Miami, what's up, fam? Crystal Wise Williams is in the building. TMFB is in the building. Appreciate y'all tonight. Miss Dawn Adam is here. Miss Patricia Gordon is here. Appreciate you tonight. Yes, I do. Who else we got? Hit the like button, y'all. Miss Carolyn Shepherd is in the building, and I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Donna Perry is in the building. How you doing? She's tuning in over there on Facebook. All right. Appreciate you, Miss Donna. I see you. I think I got everybody. Do I have Ivy, Anita, Kane the Goat? What's going on? How you feeling tonight? Appreciate you for rocking with me. All right, let me bring Uncle Steve up, and we finna get into the show. Yes, we is. Yes, we are. We are family. Come on, laptop. Let's go. Laptop don't want to work. Steve, you there?
Yes, sir. What's going on, B. Watts?
Man, you doing all right today, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, sir?
Hey, man, got a little slight headache, man, but I'll be all right. I already know what's going on. I forgot to eat.
Yeah, that will do it. They say you get a little cat, it'll help you out.
Yeah. Little meow.
Meow.
Yep. What's in that falling out? Come on, not tonight. You a lie. The devil is a lie.
I ain't say she had a headache. You said you had a headache. Now, she had a headache. That's different.
Boy, you a fool, boy. I ain't got time for food tonight, huh? Let's get into the show, man.
Boy, every time.
Oh boy. Here we go, big dog. Here we go. Shedeur Sanders, man, put up a good fight today against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And I gotta say, Shedeur Sanders bounced back from that performance on last Sunday against Chicago. He played better. I know he had the 2 interceptions, but hey, ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. I'm sure he's still learning. He'll do better. But that offensive line, that ragged on. Number 68, I don't know who he is, and I don't know why they keep rolling him out there. Shit, he's just horrible, man. But like I say, Shedeur Sanders was 20 of 29, 157 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. And once again, they lost to the Buffalo Bills. Give me your take. Give us your take on the game and what you saw.
What I saw Shedeur play. To me, he played very well. I don't look at what people expect and things like that. What I do is the facts. The facts the first drive of their first drive, he was what, 6 for 6, and they scored a
Man, so hey,
touchdown.
hey.
8 for 8, and they scored a touchdown on that drive. Fantastic. He had another drive. He was on the 2 yard line. He hurt his finger and had to go out the game. And
Yeah,
because of that, that cost him 7 points right
it
there.
sure
I,
did. Cause
I,
Dylan got
I,
in the game.
I also look at, they were driving again down on the 30-yard line. He hit Junkins in the two hands, touched the ball. But just like everything else, the ball went up in the air. Interception. That's points you had. And then at halftime, they had the ball in order to kick a field goal. They didn't even get the opportunity because of special teams to kick a field goal. So I also looked at somebody named Josh Allen who ran backwards for 15, 16 yards, should have been a safety where he did that. But we talk about Shedeur running backwards, but Josh Allen is a MVP of the league. And he didn't throw nothing. If I look at it, he didn't throw no more than 115 yards or something like that he threw for. So my
No
point being is
touchdown.
this
No
one here.
touchdown either.
My point being, and Josh Allen had all his starters, and he didn't have his two receivers. They didn't need them. They didn't need them. They running game was outstanding for Buffalo. They ran for too many yards, and that hurts you. You don't get the ball in your hand. What I also saw was this one here. Teams in the NFL, what we have to realize, Cleveland took a get. I looked at the line. The line for this game was 10.5. So that meant that they should have lost by a touchdown and a field goal. And because of that, they only lost by 3 points. So y'all looking for Peyton Manning before Peyton Manning became Peyton Manning. I saw the Denver Broncos today, and we have somebody named Bo Nix who's playing outstanding. Bo Nix had 2 interceptions, looked like hot garbage, but it's going to happen. You're in the NFL. You're playing against other teams that want to win the football, and this is what I'll tell y'all people. Y'all can leave me with that mess. This here, Cleveland is a hot mess. They are
Yeah.
the doo-doo Browns. And when you put that offensive line that I saw today, the only thing they blocked was air. And I'm telling you right now, that 68, if B Watts, if they paid 68 today, he stole money today. He stole money today. 68, that man had him with one arm and dog walked him. He dog walked him anywhere he wanted to. And I heard somebody, me and us, we were in the chat and we was chatting with each other, and we had people talking about some should have threw the ball. What the hell you gonna throw the ball when you count to two, and before you get ready to throw the ball, that man hitting you in the back because 68 can't play dead. 68 can't play dead. Now, as big as he is, he could just wrap his arms around in worst case scenario. He don't even put his hands underneath and get the guy underneath his jersey. The guy dog walks him. Say, I'm gonna walk you to your mama house. I'm gonna sit you down. I'm gonna be like you had baby boy. Now I'm gonna get in your house and put an apron on with no drawers on, and I'm gonna cook me some breakfast. So that's what he did to him, and it's a shame. Back to you, B. Wise.
Yeah, man, Cam Robinson, man. I don't know why they keep rolling him out there, Uncle Steve. Every game he get dog walked back into the quarterback, and that should do a sign of the blind side. I know it's somebody else on that practice squad that they can bring up and put out there. I
B.
just don't
Watt,
believe it.
it guarantees a loss. It guarantees less success for
Yeah.
Shedeur. But the bad part about it is this here is, even with all of this garbage, the doo-doo Browns, he still comes out there and it's a Did you see the way they look? It was a competitive game. You had people didn't lead the game early. People really thought they were going to win the game. And then you go out there, the coach, I will give him credit on one play. He called a timeout at the right time.
Yeah.
But then you didn't punt on one possession when you got 5 minutes, and then you turn around the next time with a minute and something, and then you punt the ball. Man, if you're gonna play to win, play to win. Which one are we talking about? If we're gonna do it, do it. So it was interesting. I'm happy for Shador. I really see the progress in Shedeur. But Cleveland is, man, this game is rigged. Special teams look like crap. The defense at times let Buffalo run at will. Buffalo got what, 200 some yards rushing?
Yeah,
Bro, you don't
that
win.
running back, he got 117 by himself.
Yeah, bro, you don't win games with running backs running for 200 yards when a team runs for 200 and some yards. So, with that being said, they calmed it down in the second half. But I like what I saw. I saw a quarterback with nothing, and this is the worst part. Did a receiver get over 10 yards on a play?
Nah.
That's my point. You can't blame a quarterback, and this is one thing I will say Cleveland needs to do in the next two games. If I'm Shedeur Sanders for 68, I'm putting a tight end over there, and that tight end needs to chip block every time. That tight end and the running back needs to chip block every time because 68, oh my goodness. 68, I'm like, dude, his wife should feel bad that she gonna cash that check because man, that's bank robbery there, man. You did absolutely nothing. You didn't
He
even
been
play
doing it all
dead.
year. He been doing it all year, bro. It's
Bro,
just crazy
hey,
how you do go out there and play like that, man.
they are making sure they going in for that number top 5 pick because
Yeah,
Jacksonville put some gave him something, boy. Jacksonville gave him something with no Vaseline. Jacksonville 11-4 or whatever they are. Man,
yeah,
Jacksonville said you ain't getting no high draft pick on us.
yeah.
So
They met.
they
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They might if they want to move up, they might put both of them things together. There, that second round pick, draft pick, they got one.
B
But
Watch. B Watch,
speaking
they
of the
can't move. B
speaking,
Watch, they can't move up, B Watch. You lost your star running back. You you
yeah, they
you
kind
you
of hurt
got too many.
that.
Bruh, you got to get a running back. You got to
Yeah, they
get
got to
a
get one now.
receiver. You got to get a
Yeah,
running back. You got to get a receiver. You got to get 8 offensive linemen. What you gonna draft? What you gonna give draft picks up and get a quarterback for? And if you do, that means you're gonna have 4 68s on your team. And Menendez gonna need to be in there with the Menendez who in prison in California. Because boy, he gonna be running for his life. Back to you,
yeah,
BY.
yeah. You're right. Yeah, yeah. I hate that, man. That's unfortunate about Jenkins having a good year, even though he got off to a slow start because of what he had to go through. But that contract negotiation, yeah, that put another well that that put another problem on the general manager hand going forward. Now he need a offensive line, he need 3 or 4 on, he need 2 wide receivers, and he need another running back, and he needs some help at cornerback. Denzel Ward didn't play today. Special team, they need, man, I don't know what's going on their field goal kicker. He went down act like he was finna kick the field goal and just stopped in the middle of the field goal. That took points off the board right there. Then Shedeur got injured, got his hand stepped on. He had to go out the game. They put DG in. They booed he had. Now, I'm going to tell you something now. DG got to get the hell out of Cleveland. I know everybody want Cleveland, Shedeur to leave Cleveland. DG got to get out of Cleveland. They booed him. They booed him. Boy, I said, man, it's a wrap with DG. He might well go find him another team. Andrew Berry got to trade him. If somebody can if he can get a 7th-round draft pick, he going to have to move him. But what's going on with Cleveland defense against the run? Look like they trying to get Myles Garrett to sack, but they giving up the run defense. This dude ran for almost 120 yards. Look, Steve, Cleveland went down on their first drive scored. Shedeur just out there chunking. Touchdown. Buffalo got the ball, ran the ball 3 times and scored. 3 times. I ain't said 5 or 6, 8 or 9, took 4 to 5 minutes. They ran the ball 3 times with this running back, James Cook, out of the University of Georgia. He got end up with 120 yards, and they can't stop the run. Why they can't stop the run since Shedeur been in the game? What's going on with the defense, huh?
Well, what happened with them, they lost their defensive tackle. When they lost their defensive tackle, that
Yep.
caused the problem for the Cleveland
Collins.
Browns. Collins,
Yeah,
when you lost
Collins.
Collins, that Collins is big time, and people don't
Yeah.
understand how important defensive tackles are. Even when you look at the Colorado Buffaloes, when you got when you got two solid defensive tackles, it makes everybody else looks good because it clogs that middle up and it allows your linebackers to come up and clean up everything. So what you also have, Mason Graham got hurt today, and he had no push today. Mason Graham had no push. He got his ribs injured. So when you got those two things happen, and it really don't help you either, the way Miles Garrett is lining up on his assignments now. He's lining up so
That wide
wide out there.
nine.
Yeah, he's hurting his defense because he's lining up that far out there, but it opens up too much space in those gaps. And when you open up all that space, when you're playing against good teams, I don't care who you are, and then you got a running quarterback. That really puts you in a conundrum because if you watch the whole game, they rolled Josh Allen at the first half. They rolled the Cleveland was so tired. Man, that man rolled out every time. He didn't do anything, but he kept getting first downs by running with his legs. So, with that being said, hey, it's all about alignment, assignment, and also injuries that hurt them. And then when you put those cornerbacks, when you go in there and you put your second and third string cornerbacks in there, what that means now, you got to bring more, you got to have more help with your free safeties and stuff like that, so they're not on the line anymore, and now it gives the running back more space where they're getting you 5, 6, 7 yards. So it's a combination of things, and they're the doo-doo Browns, man. Them dudes ain't, man, it's the 15, man, it's a 15 game of the season. Them dudes got their paychecks. When they know the team ain't trying to win, the quarterback is a lame quarterback, I mean lame coach, when you got a lame duck coach, and then you have a team that's used to losing, man, it's time to cash checks. And it's Christmas time too. Hell, man, them dudes thinking about they side chicks, seeing about them presents they got to get their side chicks, man. They ain't studying about no football. Back to you, B. Watts.
Dog, but I know you talking about Kevin. Now, whoever responsible for calling them plays, they call a good game. This game, huh?
They sure did. They should, but the offensive line. The only thing I will say that they didn't do, like I said, they should have had the tight end. I really do think they should have had the tight end over there with 68 because he couldn't. Man, he couldn't maintain that dude. He could not maintain that dude. And something else we haven't said. First time I've seen. I bet you this was the first time in probably Cleveland Brown, not their history, but it's the first time in the last 20 years. Somebody need to look at this. That the quarterback in 3 consecutive games led the team in receiving yards and rushing yards. I think Cleveland need to look at see if that's history for the Cleveland Browns because you don't see that often. 3 consecutive games lead them in rushing and receiving, and he's not Lamar Jackson. Come on, folks. That's outstanding. Y'all better ask somebody. Y'all sitting there around here dreaming and wanting, and y'all asking Santa Claus for Christmas. Cleveland, Santa Claus already gave y'all Christmas present. You better be happy. Y'all sitting around there want a side chick, but you got a real chick that's in your house, but you ain't appreciating her. So y'all better recognize y'all used to losing. And then what I also like too. We are talking about Cleveland. We are talking about Cleveland. I tell folks all the time, you just got people out there in the Cleveland area. They're not, some people just, Shedeur ain't for everybody.
Right.
And what I mean by that, you just got some people that just love to hate people. And I'm not going, it ain't a color thing. It's just they just don't like them. They didn't like Manziel. They didn't like Baker. Some people didn't like Baker Mayfield. It's just some people rub people the wrong way. And instead of those people, as a fan, this is what I don't get. Like Dylan Gabriel. I don't want them to get rid of Dylan Gabriel because I think Dylan Gabriel can be useful. You need a My Little Pony on your team. You need a person who could come out there and back you up and stuff like that. He's a good teammate. He could be a good teammate if you come to the sideline and you want to rest your feet on the little thing. You need a little thing to rest your feet on. You can have Dylan for that. But with that being said, all I'm telling you is this one here, man. It's good that even though the Cleveland Browns are dum dums, God has blessed them. He's given you a quarterback. Build around this quarterback. And I love what Shedeur said. Stop being so negative. If y'all
Yeah.
negative all the time, what you think you're gonna get? That's like these channels around here with CU and stuff. Everybody getting on here, they know everything. I hear them all the time. And let me say something. I'm gonna be the first one to say this here. I don't know everything. I don't know people in Cleveland. The only thing I do is look at what their actions are and I speak on what I see. I don't go in there and say, I know this here and I do this here and I'm the first to say this. If you're looking for that, I'm not giving it to you because I'm not that person. But if you're looking for someone who can say, analyze, if you see something, okay, what do you see right here? What do you think you can do this? I can do that and I'll take pride in it. But all these negative Nancy's, man, it's Christmas time. What the hell are y'all so angry for? You didn't vote. So why are you so angry? That's what I tell you. You didn't vote. Hey, some of you don't even treat the person you're beside right. So why are you so angry? Leave, man, it's Christmas. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. It's Christmas. And if you don't like that, then sorry. I'm not gonna be angry. I'm happy. And I got me a nice Christmas schedule, B Watch. And I'm gonna get something that you need to get tonight. And I'm gonna get it. You just thinking about getting it. She told you no, but I'm gonna get me some meow, and I'm gonna keep this smile on my face. Back to you, B Watch.
This dude crazy, man. Only Augustine. Augustine, check this out, huh? When you hit on a little bit, I like when she do it when Mary Kay asked him that question. It was Mary Kay or somebody asked him a question. They were trying to get him to turn. No, she asked him about no. Yeah, it might have been it was somebody. They asked him, what you think about that 4th and 3 call? What your head coach called? Should y'all punt it? Should you have to win for it? Shedeur says, look at him, time out. Time out. This what y'all is used to. You keep being negative, trying to get people to turn against the coaching staff, the players turn against each other. Cleveland media, what is going on with y'all? Y'all got to stop this negativity. Yeah. What you think about that?
Oh my goodness, B Watch. What I think is this here, man. I love CC. They call me Unc Steve if I'm nasty. So they gonna call me Uncle Steve. I'm gonna stay nasty. Oh, what you talking about? Nice and nasty with the comments. But with that being said, what I think about is this, B Watch. In life, you are you speak when they say you speak life into things. If you keep speaking negativity, that's what you're gonna get. It's whatever you put in goes out. If I put all this negativity inside of me and it gets in me, that's what I'm gonna exude out. And what I tell people is this one here: let's go with every game is an opportunity for us to get better. That's all you need to say. But Mary Kay and them come up there and they want a narrative to write this. They want to put this person against this person. That's why I'm not going to go against Dylan because Dylan is a Cleveland Brown quarterback. And because he's a Cleveland Brown quarterback, when it's his time to go out there, I'm going to support Dylan. I might say a joke here and there. I'm going to support him because if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you support him. If you're coming there, support that young man and support for his success. But with that being said, Shedeur is telling them right. Why does a 22-year-old have to tell a 60-year-old woman who got makeup on so thick that it looked like messy K that she shouldn't be so negative and messy when it comes to this stuff? And we have to respect the fact of you got a young man who's showing the decency and respect for that organization. He's showing all his love for this organization, but the organization ain't showing him the same love. Now that's unconditional love right there. When you can show somebody love who ain't showing you love, that's called unconditional love. And I commend Shedeur Sanders. Good on you. And the city of Cleveland, let me tell y'all something right now. It's quarterbacks out there that hate and think it's a nightmare to come to Cleveland. They don't want to come to Cleveland. I'm being real with you.
I
I'm
know.
being real with you. It is because when you go there, you're dead. When you go there, all the life is getting out of y'all. Y'all saying Shedeur Sanders is a circus. The only damn circus I see is y'all because Shedeur Sanders wasn't there when y'all had Johnny Manziel. Shedeur Sanders wasn't there when you had Baker Mayfield. Shedeur Sanders wasn't there when you had Odell Beckham, and it was a circus then. So all I'm telling you, please don't try to tell us who enjoy watching Shedeur Sanders and see this young man succeed in life, that now it's a circus. The only damn circus I see is Mary Kay when she got that nose, she got that red nose and that makeup on. That's the only time I see some clowns, and the rest of them with their clown suits on and coming out there thinking they slick. And then you got 400-pounders sit there and going making comments and stuff. So all I'm telling you is this, and then you got slick ones who love to coach. Oh, but he'll get a job somewhere else. Well, hell, get a job somewhere else because we don't want him here. Get the get the going. So Cleveland fans, the reason y'all losers is because that's what you exude. You exude losing. Look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hell, they can't even win now, and they got a stacked team. So it's all about losing in Cleveland. Y'all should be called the Cleveland losers, because that's what y'all exude. And it has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. You get life into y'all building and y'all sucking it out. You're no good egg sucking dogs. Back to you, B. Watts.
God dog, boy, you all tell you tonight. Look, man. Look, what is what is a live show tonight, man? Look, dog. But going forward, though, this is my last thing on Cleveland. We're gonna talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football for about 10 minutes. This is my last thing on Cleveland. All right. Going forward, I believe Shedeur Sanders is Cleveland franchise quarterback. Now they might choose to do something else. Depends on where they land up in the draft. Hear a lot of talk. They talking about Dante Moore out of Oregon. They looking at him, but he don't know if he gonna come out yet. And if he know Cleveland gonna pick him, I guarantee he gonna stay in that draft. He gonna say, if Cleveland gonna get me, shit, I'm playing one more year. I might play 2 more years because I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna tank again, you know. So what do Andrew Berry need to do, Uncle Steve, this upcoming draft? And then we're gonna move on.
Well, it's easy, B. Watts. They're not drafting a quarterback. You got to look at Dante Moore. I hate to tell people, Dante Moore is not even. I'll put it to you this way: Dante Moore ain't even average. If you're looking at it, Dante Moore ain't better than that boy who plays for New Orleans. He ain't even better than him. So all I'm telling you, and people like, what you mean? Look at his numbers. I go by at least 2 years, 2 consecutive years of numbers and things like that. If you're with Oregon, you can put any quarterback with Oregon, and you're going to win 10 games. Any quarterback, garbage quarterbacks, and you're going to win 10 games because they're so talented. So Dante Moore, you can miss me with that. So that's a waste of a draft pick. He ain't even Dante Moore to me ain't a first round pick because you can't put him on a team. And listen to me, he does nothing that's exciting. At least Cam Ward got an electric arm. Dante Moore, you can watch Dante Moore. You're like, well, what is it exciting that he does? And it's not there. So I don't even look at that. Mendoza, at least Mendoza make the plays he should make. He make those plays, but he got good talent around him. He well coached. This is what I see. As a general manager, I see this one here. First thing I need is a left tackle. Y'all can skip that receiver crap because if you can't block, you can't get the rock. So and what you're seeing right now, when you can't play dead on the offensive line, it changes everything. I need to protect my quarterback, and I also need to protect my running back. So if you got a good running game, you're in every game. So first thing I'm doing is getting a left tackle. You can do 2 things, B. Watts. I'd hype up all the quarterbacks. If it's me, if I'm Cleveland and I got the number 2 pick, I'm hyping them up. I'm hyping up all the quarterbacks. We're going to get a quarterback. I'll have people call up and I'll trade. I'll trade out of that second pick to get another first-round pick for next year. That's me personally. Because if I got the second pick, I'll let teams trade up to get a quarterback. I'll go out and I'll go to like the 5th pick, the 4th or the 5th pick. I'll go to the 4th or 5th pick, but I'll get another first-round pick so they can come up and get whoever they want to. Now, with that extra first-round pick and a second-round pick I'll get from that trade, I will get me a left tackle. Now I got my left tackle. Then I turn around, I got my other first-round pick. I'm getting me a guard. With my second-round pick, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to get a receiver. I'm going to get a receiver with that one. With my next second-round pick that I got from a trade, that first-round pick that I traded, I'm going to get me another guard or a tackle in the draft. Now, third round pick, Mr. B Watch, I'm getting a running back. Now, in the fourth round, what I'm going to get me another offensive player. It could be a center. I'll be looking for a center now with the fourth or fifth round pick, center or guard. Now, when I get to that fifth round, that's when I'm looking for another receiver. You like, why are you waiting for the fifth round? Because in that fifth round, you can look at it. You're going to have players like Sincere Brown who might not even get drafted. So you're going to have great opportunities for players that are going to have an opportunity to make the team undrafted. So I would get me a receiver in the fifth round. Sixth round, what I'll do is this one here. I would, if I'm looking at it, B Watts, I would do this one here. I'll do even better. If I saw a player that was dropping in the draft, I would trade up in the fourth round. If it's me, I trade my fifth and sixth round to come up to get me if a player's dropping. I would do that because you want to get very good players because your first five players, Cleveland got to hit on them. Now, now when we go into the undrafted players, I'd go out there on each one of them and say, hey, I'll tell each one like if Sincere Brown don't get drafted and you have some other players on some teams and some other offensive linemen, for example, if you have Chrysler, who wouldn't it might if he don't get drafted, I'll tell all of them. Offensive lineman, you got a great opportunity to make our team. We'll pay you good money because I'll pay you more than what the other ones will pay you and give you a guaranteed contract for 3 years. Those type of players to ensure that I got young offensive line that we can build. But before I do that, B Watch, you know what I'm gonna do first? I'm gonna call Bill Callahan up and say, Bill Callahan, we're gonna pay you as the highest paid offensive offensive coordinator in football because I need that because I'm gonna have a young offensive line. Now that's what I would do as a general manager, and I'm not getting nobody in free agency. I could care less about free agency, and the reason I say I could care less about free agency, I want to clean my books off. I got that young man who gonna be with me, Watson. He'll play next. He'll be on the team next year because I'm not getting hit for $80 million. And the year after that, 27, he's gone. So that's what I would do. That's how I would run my team. And people be surprised if you did that. Shedeur Sanders now would be in the running to be an 8-8 team next year, or 9-17, or 9-18. That's just me. Back to you, B. Watson.
All right, Uncle Steve, want to appreciate you for talking with me tonight about Shedeur Sanders' situation and being the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. I played Josh Allen today. Let's move over for 5 or 10 minutes and talk about Coach Prime and Colorado football team. As you know, we got a new offensive coordinator, and look like Coach Prime is letting him bring some of his coaching to Colorado. What you think about that?
That's what every other college team does. When you hire an offensive coordinator, you especially when you coming in with a system that's different and a system that's unique to that coach, you need to let him bring people in that understand the system, that know the system. And what I like about it is this one here, BWAS, you're talking about a 38-year-old coach. You're talking about a defensive linebacker coach that's 36. You're talking about a coach that's not only is he young, he's one of the best recruiters in the country. You got a linebackers coach that's going to come in, going to be one of the best recruiters coming in also. So what I'm telling you is this one here when it comes to that offensive coordinator, B. Watts, I listened to that offensive coordinator when he was with Reed, and he said something that just changed everything for me and made me just tell people this. It's kids out there. He said this one here. He said, man, it's some kids out there. It doesn't make a difference what you do. They've had things happen to them in their lives that you know nothing about. They had things where he had a guy that went to jail, that was in jail for a while, and he had on his team. He had guys that got psychological issues that go on. What parents had this going on. So you're getting young men that some of them aren't whole. You're getting some of them that are whole. You can't save everybody, and he understands that, but he tries to go out and reach every kid. What I like about him is this one here. That man truly cares about kids. And that's what you're not seeing in Colorado right now. You're seeing in Colorado, you're seeing a lot of them, they're so professional and they're all about you're professionals. You say you're professional. You say you're getting paid. We're going to treat you like adults. And it doesn't work for them. Their mindsets ain't ready for that. Their mindset is, yeah, we want to be paid, but we still want to be kids too. Colorado, what I like now, you got an offensive coordinator who's coming in now who's gonna treat they're getting paid, but he's still gonna treat them like kids. And meaning he loves them, he cares for them, he's gonna hold them accountable. And if he gotta get rid of you, he's gonna get rid of you, but he's gonna provide you an opportunity to be successful. And he really loves kids. And what I like about him, BY, this is what he said that changed everything. He said you can't coach with him if you don't love kids also. He said it ain't about getting paid. He says about taking care of kids. When you got a coach who tells you it's about them kids and it ain't about you making them 6 figures or 7 figures, because he only made $10,000 at one time. So he said I was doing this for less than $10,000 and I had a family. He said it was always about the kids and it's going to be always about the kids. And when you got a coach like that who demands that from his other coaches, you got something. So I think you're going to see the culture change at CU, and it's going to change because Coach Prime don't have to be the bad guy. Coach Prime don't have to be the ones. Coach Prime ain't gonna have to come in there and chew Juju out. Juju's gonna have an offensive coordinator that's gonna talk to him. Ain't gonna be chewing him out, but just gonna go through things. Something else that I saw, B Watch, that's special. You won't see people now. You'll see people now getting developed. What I mean by developing this one here, Coach Prime them took it as these kids should be adults and they should take time amongst themselves and go study film and stuff like that. Me and you both know, hell, if you're not going to class and you're not doing the other things you're supposed, and you're not coming to work on time as far as practice and stuff, how the hell you gonna study some books? You'll play. The good thing about this coach is this one here. He's gonna spend time with them in that office instead of them going over those motivational stuff. They're gonna be going over plays. They are
Right.
gonna actually be going over plays and something else they're gonna be doing. I think you're gonna see this year. That bull junk of them practices that they just come in there thud and not that's over with. They are going to be doing real practices where they're coming in there and they actually practicing making adjustments, because everything I've seen about Marion the real deal.
Okay.
That offense is going to do some things, and I look forward to that. So that's what I see, B Watch.
All right. We talked about the offense. Let's talk about the defense, and we'll let it go after this. Now, I want that happen with the defense, giving up 400 yards per game to teams I thought they should have beat. And that goes down to the defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston. But it just don't stop there. It stopped at the linebacker play with Coach Hart and his linebackers. I think the recruiting staff, they got the wrong players. They didn't pan out. And then when you look at the D line, most important, and Warren Sapp is a gold jacket. He didn't recruit not one player. He didn't bring in not one player, Uncle Steve. Out of all the players he know from Florida, he didn't get not one. Me personally, I would have kept Damian Lewis and let Sapp go. That's just me. you know. But I mean, I like Sapp, but man, shoot, he ain't recruiting, bro. And I like the D. Lou better than I like the Warren Sapp, to me, as a coach. I like him as a person, but as a coach, I would have kept D. Lou. See, D. Lou would have got in their ass. You think Barnes would have went out there and grab somebody fade mask and come to the sideline and then run back out there on the next play? If D. Lou was there? No, man. You think Jaheim Otis will be out there playing like he was playing and still run back out there on the next play if D. Lou was there? No. You need somebody to hold your defensive front accountable. What you think about the defensive side of the ball?
Well, I will say this one here. I'm very disappointed when it comes to the defensive line coaches. And the reason I say that, I watched the Miami Hurricanes play against Texas A&M. D. Lou them put that boy Bain. That boy Bain ain't got to play another game. He should declare. He should already declare for the NFL draft. That boy made so much money, and that game is a crying shame. Miami looked lights out, and they looked lights out because they were well coached. Man, it's sad to say when it pertains to what we saw this year. B Watts, I'm not gonna just throw everything on the young players because what I'll say is this one here. A lot of it has to do also with when you're putting Ben Finneset out there and you're thinking you're cute by doing stuff like that, and you're putting other players out of position and you're doing things like that. And then when you're putting the linebackers play out there, that young man Myers should have been playing a whole lot more than what he did. So we can't just say, "Hey, it was the players." I'm not going to say that. I think it was a combination. The players didn't trust the coaches, and the coaches didn't trust the players. You had a
Right.
bad combination. I think you had a bad combination. And whatever, and then when you had Coach Prime not being there, that hurt everything because it didn't bring nobody together. Those I really do think those coaches, when Coach Prime was away, they were doing too much talking about when they were in the NFL and getting on people's butt and doing those things instead of building those teams up, building them up. You're going to see this year they're going to be building up players. I don't think you're going to have breaking down players as much as they did last year. Uh, what I do see is this one here. Coach Prime made an outstanding move by getting that linebackers coach. I think that's going to change everything. I did research on the young man, and his philosophy is a whole lot different than we've ever seen at Colorado. His philosophy, he wants linebackers flying across there, and not only flying across, he does not believe in a free safety. The safety is making more tackles than the linebackers. He has never been at a place in which the safeties make more plays than the linebackers. The linebackers are the ones who eat. It ain't safeties. If you're back there with the safeties, you got a losing team. They're going to be rushing for 200 and 300 yards. If the linebackers up there getting 15, 16 tackles a game, you're stopping people. You're not running for all those yards. So I just think it's a mentality that you're going to see that's different. I also see this one here. I'm waiting on Coach Prime's surprise because if I got a line, and oh, let me add this: the deep linebacker coach is a defensive coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator at Virginia Tech, and let me tell you this one here: when he was a defensive coordinator at Georgia, I'm sorry, at Virginia Tech, they were the 23rd ranked team in college in defense and 23 and 25 they were the 58th, they were 52 or something like that ranked team in college. Can you imagine if Colorado was even a 52 ranked defense in college? How much better they would be compared to 134?
Yeah.
Can you do the
Yeah.
numbers? Can you do the numbers? Can you do the
Yeah.
numbers? So what Coach Prime has done, he's put another person inside of that building that can look at his program and say, "Hey, this is wrong. Why do we have 6, 7 people on the line of the scrimmage on 3rd and 18 and no linebackers are sitting in the middle of the field?" I don't think we're going to see that this year. I really don't. I don't think we're going to see that. So Coach Prime has made changes that are going to drastically change the Colorado Buffalo. But let me say this one here, and you're going to get to your next subject. Colorado don't need big, and people got mad at Neely for Neely telling folks the truth. You might love a player, but ask yourself, and this is what you can't argue about. 4 deflections, 1 interception. Do you think you can replace that person in the portal? Hell yes, you can replace that person in the quarter, and you can do it for a great price. So all I'm telling people is this one here: it's certain things that and then you got to realize this one here. Sometimes people, when you got a virus in your building, sometimes you got to sanitize and get all that. Hell, you got to get everything out. You got to sanitize because what you're going to have when you got a virus, if you let that virus stay in there, it won't do no more growth. It'll wait and then it grows and grows and grows. So I like what they did. I don't like some of the players that left. I really don't. I really do think, I don't care what nobody said. McPherson and Bayard, those are hard losses for me. Those are hard losses for me. But what I can say is this one here. I can go in the portal and number wise, I can replace both. Because if I, and people like, oh, you can't, yes, you can replace Bayard. Because let me say this one to you, people. If I got a linebacker coach that can really coach linebackers, and he got his linebackers up there that's doing what they supposed to, Bayard won't get those numbers. It's
Right.
going to be the linebackers get that number. So that's what I'm trying to get you to see. When you got the right people there that's doing what they supposed to, you can go from there. Now, the one reason I would keep Bayard is this one here. Anybody that plays for my team, the way he played for that team, the last game of the season, which he didn't have to, with a broken hand and a cast on his hand, I'm keeping that player. That's just me personally, because it says everything I need to say about my team. This person is willing to put it on the line and play a game which everybody else quit. I ain't saying everybody, but a lot of other players quit and didn't even play. Like McKinney didn't play, that should have been playing. All that money he made, but he played. He played. I would, to me personally, this is just me. I would pay that man. I wouldn't pay him everything he's asking for, but what I will tell him, we love you, we honor what you did, and we're going to pay up to this price. Now, if you want to leave, you can leave, but you're not going to say you're leaving because we didn't want you. We want you, but we can't go no $600,000 and $700,000, $600,000 and $700,000. That's not going to happen. But we can pay you this and go from there. That's just me, and that would let him know we love him, we appreciate him, and stuff like that. And he left. He'll left for a better deal, and congrats to him. That's just me, B. Watts.
All right. I want to thank Uncle Steve for joining the Sports Talk with B. Watts on this night, on Sunday night. We appreciate y'all in the chat. We appreciate everybody who support the broadcast and who always have supported the broadcast. Broadcast would not be where it is now if it wasn't for you all. You all make the broadcast. I'm grateful that you tune in to me every day, every night. I appreciate the cash apps that y'all send me. I appreciate the super chat, and I appreciate all the ones that who have joined the membership. I'm telling you, from the depth of my heart, happy holidays to y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for rocking with Sports Talk with B. Watts. Uncle Steve, give us your last word and get up out of here.
I'm gonna give you the last word. Y'all have yourself a wonderful and Merry Christmas. Somebody put in this chat, in which they're absolutely right. How we know that they didn't make an offer? We didn't say that whether they did or they didn't. I just said if it was me, this is what I would do. I don't know what CU did, and they're not gonna tell people what they did because they don't have to. And that's their prerogative. But I'm just saying for us, I was just saying what I would do. Those are things that I would do. I can't speak on CU because I don't know. But Merry Christmas, all you wonderful ladies out there. Thank y'all for being the best people in the chat in the world. All you young men, and I say young men, keep being great and keep being kings that you are each and every day. B. Watts is rubbing his eye, he's rubbing his head. And when you got a good woman like B. Watts got, if she got old Santa, she need to rub Santa head and rub his leg. And I guarantee they say this one here. B. Watts, I've heard this one here, and it's the truth. If your head hurting and she rub you somewhere else, you'll forget about that headache, so you can cure it right there. Merry Christmas to you, B. Watts, and Happy New Year.
Are you practicing to practice, or are you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?
What's coming? You on the way?